A lot of people operate underneath a misunderstanding that corporations are soulless profit-making machines. They're not. Human beings are fundamentally human beings. They're not going to change just because you put them in charge of a corporation. Even Trump himself said he used to believe in this myth that corporations were soulless. And then he learned that they merely just push the agendas and ideals of those sitting on top. This means if the people sitting on top are Marxists, the corporation is going to have a Marxist culture. And like all Marxists, formerly called SJWs, Rob Kostich is doubling down, promising more DEI at Activision. And I'm going to show you how that's going to blow up in Microsoft's face and potentially cost them billions. But first, let's look at what he had to say. Given the headlines around diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) programs in the workplace, it's no surprise that questions have come up about what the future looks like at Activision and whether our focus and priorities around DEI, I'm sure there's a word there, shift. To be clear, this work continues to be extremely important in everything that we do. It's important to our games, our culture, and who we are as a company. Our inclusive growth team has made great strides in helping us weave inclusive, I don't know what that word is, in all aspects of business. Our strategy here remains focused on enhancing experiences of all employees, providing exceptional experiences to players globally, and providing accessible opportunities to those interacting with our company and brand. I look forward to all the great work we'll continue to do together. Rob. Greetings everyone, Future Kevin here. In this video I call Rob Kostich, whose name I still have not learned how to properly pronounce, the CEO of Activision. He is in fact the President of Activision. I did try looking up what his position was, and either I misread what came up, or it gave me a different person. Either way, I mistakenly keep calling him the CEO of Activision when he is the President of Activision. Other places call him the President of Activision Publishing. Either way, he is still effectively one of the top people at Activision. And even though I call him the wrong thing, the point still stands of his position of power and threat to the company and threat to Microsoft's government contracts. Alright, back to the video. Well, Rob, the soon-to-be likely former CEO of Activision, your parent company, Microsoft, has a lot of contracts with the government. The government now ran by Trump, who has signed not one, not two, but 3 executive orders targeting DEI, with the third one being the most relevant to how you're about to get screwed. First, Trump, through an executive order, has said that DEI and DEIA and whatever other name you're going to call it is straight illegal. That is the position of the United States government. I further order all agencies to enforce our long-standing civil rights laws and to combat illegal private sector DEI preferences, mandates, policies, programs, and activities. Now, when the government is going to enforce this, who do you think is going to be the first that are going to come under examination? It's going to be companies with direct contracts with the government, with the Defense Department, with the General Services Administration. These are the companies that are going to be targeted first. And we go further down here. The heads of all agencies, with the assistance of the Attorney General, shall take all appropriate action with respect to their operations of their agencies to advance in the private sector the policy of individual initiative, excellence, and hard work identified in Section 2 of this order. So, the Department of Defense and the General Services Administration are now ordered to make corporations knock off DEI. At the same time, Robbie here is pushing more DEI. Continuing. Shall submit a report to the Assistant to the President for Domestic Policy, containing recommendations for enforcing federal civil rights laws and taking other appropriate measures to encourage the private sector to end illegal discrimination and preferences, including DEI. As part of this plan, each agency shall identify up to 9 potential civil compliance investigations of publicly traded corporations, large nonprofit corporations or associations, foundations with assets of $50 million dollars or more, state and local bar and medical associations, and institutions of higher education with endowments over $1 billion. Other strategies to encourage the private sector to end illegal DEI discrimination and preferences and comply with all federal civil rights laws. Litigation that would be potentially appropriate for federal lawsuits, intervention, or statements of interest, and potential regulatory action and sub-regulatory guardians. Trump has literally told the government within 120 days to get this all going. So, do you think Microsoft is going to double down after Trump went full Mafia Don on Colombia? Because Colombia refused to allow 2 of our military planes returning their criminals to land in their country. So Trump, he cut off their travel visas. He voided all the visas from everyone in America. He sanctioned the people who support the government. He put a 25% tariff on them to increase to 50% in 1 week. He ordered extra inspections of all of their incoming cargo. So the man who did that for a nation that refused to let 2 planes land, what do you think he's going to do about this DEI? What do you think he's going to do about a government contractor flipping him the bird? Exactly. Microsoft is going to very quickly get rid of these programs because Microsoft is ran by people. And those people know if they lose these juicy government contracts, there's going to be new people running the company. They'll be out immediately. Investors will just throw them out. So, the CEO of Microsoft, seeing the CEO of Activision tell the people giving them billions that they're going to go against what he's told them to do, yeah, he's going to do something about that. Or he'll double down on stupid. They'll lose their contracts, and then someone else will replace them and then do something about it. That's the best part about when you have a problem that's so prevalently bad that there's no way to escape the consequences. So you either fix it, or the people who are going to succeed you will fix it. So now we just get to sit back and wait. And maybe this will mean a better gaming industry. But as you can see, these people are fighting against ending their racism tooth and nail. Stay vigilant, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.